Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, Antonov, a giant in aviation, may cease to exist. Landmark Aviation becomes part of Signature Flight Support. Rig and Fly approach certified for the Airbus H225 helicopter. I'm Bree Cross. It's February 10th, 2016, and this is Airborne Unlimited. It looks like another great aviation name may be about to fade into history. The Ministry of Economic Development and Trade in the Ukraine has announced that the Antonov Aviation Concern will be shut down following the transfer last year of its 3 subsidiaries to the state-owned UkrOboronProm. The transfers left Antonov as a company without a product, and shutting it down was the next logical step. Antonov was the builder of the world's 2 largest transport aircraft, the An-225, of which only one was built, and the An-124. The An-225 was still flying for Antonov Airlines when the transfer to UkrOboronProm occurred, and likely went with the company with the rest of its assets, according to a report from the Motley Fool. It's reported the last new An-124 was built in 1995, and that a plan had been in place to resume manufacturing of the An-124 by Ukraine in 2014. However, Russia's invasion of that country killed the plan before it could be realized. An FBO conglomerate gets larger as BBA Aviation has completed the acquisition of Landmark Aviation. This represents a major expansion of Signature Flight Support, which is a BBA Aviation company. Signature's global network now numbers 195 locations, located throughout North America, Europe, South America, Caribbean, Africa, and Asia. Signature is now the world's largest FBO network. Landmark's aircraft maintenance, repair, and overhaul locations expand Signature's existing MRO operations, delivered through its Signature Technic-Air and CSE Citation Center brands, now available at 19 global locations. The acquisition of Landmark Aviation's aircraft maintenance and charter division, which has 110 aircraft under management, is structured to be U.S. Department of Transportation compliant and extends the services that BBA Aviation can offer its customers. Signature will move rapidly to rebrand all of the FBO locations as Signature Flight Support. After the break, Rig and Fly oil platform approach certified.
Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Welcome back. If you would like to be a supporter of Airborne Unlimited, send an email to jim@aero-news.net. Executing a helicopter instrument approach to an oil rig in the middle of the ocean in bad weather is, to say the least, challenging. However, technology is there to help, and the European Aviation Safety Agency has granted certification to Airbus helicopters for the Rig and Fly system, which is an avionics enhancement designed to provide automatic rig approaches for offshore operations. First developed on Airbus H225 helicopter, it will also be implemented on H175 and H160 helicopters. Rig and Fly uses a combination of sensors to provide enhanced flight precision and situational awareness for automatic visual and instrument rig approaches. The system reduces workload for pilots, allowing them to focus on monitoring flight parameters and the outside environment. The H225's upgraded avionics also includes the introduction of required navigation performance approaches, which includes localizer and vertical guidance, and lateral and vertical navigation. Airbus says with Rig and Fly, almost the entire approach procedure is automated. With some 2,000 Aero TV programs webcast to cyberspace, sometimes it can be fun to look back and enjoy some of the places we've seen, the flyers we've met, and the planes we've flown. Here's a look at one of our favorite Aero TV classic episodes.
It's been an exciting program for us. The benefit to the end consumer on this is I think they're going to be amazed at a lot of levels. First of all,
in this video from 2 years ago, ANN CEO and Editor-in-Chief Jim Campbell talks with Lycoming's boss about what the future holds for their brand. You'll hear some good background information about the development of their new engines. Search Crafting the Future Lycoming on Aero TV's news channel. After these messages, North Korean satellite launches rebuked.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. U.S. National Security Advisor Susan Rice called the launch of an Earth-observing satellite by North Korea late last week a destabilizing and provocative action. The statement added, quote, "The United States is fully committed to the security of our allies in the region." An Italian Air Force F-35 became the first of the type to make a transatlantic crossing last week when the airplane flew from Italy to Maryland. The F-35 required refueling 7 times, and it's reported the plane performed well. The Llandudno Air Show in North Wales, UK has been cancelled for 2016, according to the event's organizers. It's reported new safety regulations imposed after the accident at the Shoreham Air Show last year are the reason for the cancellation. The USAF and Boeing have completed the GPS-2F constellation with the launch of the 12th Boeing-built satellite. Following on-orbit tests, GPS-2F-12 will be formally declared operational in approximately 1 month, making it the 50th GPS satellite Boeing will have delivered. NBAA has joined other aviation interests in filing an appeal to overturn aircraft operational restrictions adopted at East Hampton's airport in New York. The filing argues that restrictions adopted by East Hampton in 2015 violate the Airport Noise and Capacity Act of 1990. Well, that's the trip around the patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. Another of the small group of astronauts to have walked on the moon has gone west. Apollo 14 Lunar Module pilot Edgar Mitchell passed away last week in Palm Beach, Florida. He was 85 years old. NASA Administrator Charles Bolden said in a statement, quote, "He believed in exploration, having been drawn to NASA by President Kennedy's call to send humans to the moon. He is one of the pioneers in space exploration on whose shoulders we now stand." In his book, The Way of the Explorer, Mitchell wrote, quote, "There was a sense that our presence as space travelers and the existence of the universe itself was not accidental, but that there was an intelligent process at work. We at ANN believe we must never forget the path these explorers placed before us and the obligation they have laid upon us to follow their lead." Well, that's our program for today. Remember to get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed daily Monday through Friday with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. Please join us and a growing roster of over 100 outstanding industry associations and organizations every weekday for the best in aviation and aerospace news from the staff of the Aero-News Network, the aviation world's most comprehensive news and information resource.